go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that long.
Hey, well, welcome everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday. Can you believe that Wednesday? Yes, once again, Wednesday. Let's just see what the hell's going on. It is Wednesday, August the 2nd, 2023. Let me back up in this room here. Minuteman Adventures had to be number one, didn't you? Paul, welcome. You guys carrying on the conversation there, aren't you? Let's see here. Herb Cadle, welcome. Josh Cooper, afternoon, welcome. Steve Collier, welcome. Raphael, welcome. Let's see here. Terry Curry. And Craig Carter, welcome. Jerry Prince and the American Canadian, welcome. And I know more of you guys will start popping in here. So, what's all happening here? Let me just start off right here. Why not? Let's see. 152 days left in the year. Today is National Coloring Book Day, and it's also National Ice Cream Sundae Day. Sandwich Day. National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. And I could really use a cold ice cream sandwich. I don't know where all you guys are in the country, but we're cooling down now. We're only like about 107, 108 now, so we're on a cool down. Let's see, on this day, 1876, Wild Bill Hitchcock was murdered. And on this day, 1990, he started the Gulf War, I guess. 1442, Columbus Voyager began. Let's see, if it's your birthday, you share birthdays with everybody else that has a birthday this day. So, hey, happy birthday. Upcoming events, our Meadview Push, October 14th and 15th, where we take the backhoe up there and move some of the earth so we can detect down below to access the nuggets. Got some good nuggets up there on that clay. Got a Patreon event outing. That'll be November 18th and 19th out here on one of the claims out here. We'll do some dry washing and some probably camping out up there. Tell some stories. Got our New Year's extravaganza event. That's December 27th to 1/1. If you want any information about those or any others, of course, 928-851-7167. David Villa, hello. So, what's going on here? So, as you guys know, a couple weeks ago, I took off on my journey traveling. Last week, I was up there in Utah. As we talked to some of the people up there. When I first took off, I went into Salt Lake to visit family, and then I went over to the Moon Lake treasure hunters gathering that they had going on over there. So I went over there and took that tour around Moon Lake on the Spanish stuff, and then went down and listened to a bunch of guest speakers talk and yik yak about different things. And then we just kind of hung out. One day we went up there and we, a couple of guys rappelled down into this mine shaft to see what was down there. But I did some of the videos, and all those videos will be coming up. So you guys stay tuned for all of that. But as some of you guys know, my one dog that I've had for 16 years. She's always traveled with me. She's been all over the United States with me. I got her in Colorado one year when I was traveling and kind of going stir crazy. So I drove up about a 4-hour drive to pick her up. And she was about, I guess, almost 3 months old. And she's been with me ever since. But she started having health problems, so I really didn't want to take her with me. So I left her behind with the other big dog that I have here. And I had the security camera, so I was kind of checking in on her every day. And then so I took the other little dog, and I worried about her because she was up there too. She's 15 years old, and she was kind of having hip problems. And I was afraid the other dog would run her over or something, so I decided to take her with me. So she's been kind of traveling with me these last days. But so last week while I was on the road, she ended up passing, and so I had to kind of keep her on ice until I got back here, so I can put her in the ground. But the last few days, I've been kind of watching the security cameras, and I hadn't seen the other one, so I was kind of worried about that. And of course, once I got back, she had passed too. So I took them both. They're both on ice right now, and I still got to dig a hole and bury them. So I got to be doing that. And so today I just kind of spent the day. I got back last night, and so today I just spent the day kind of unloading the trailer, the camper, and the quad trailer, and all of that. I had to go into town to mail the rest of the packages. So yes, all of the packages from the wheels have finally been mailed out. So all you guys will be getting, you people that have the prizes there, you guys will be getting those. And since I didn't take the truck, I thought, oh, I'll just take the van. I didn't really think about anything. It's been sitting here for a few weeks, but I went to start it, had a dead battery, so I had to jump it, and I took off. I didn't want to shut it off because I didn't know if the battery would start again, so I left it running. And of course, on the way back, it was spitting and firing and blah, blah, blah. So I pulled it over, and apparently it didn't have any water or any water in the radiator. So I may have blown a head gasket on that. Uh, it started back up, let it cool down, filled full of water. It started back up again, but water's coming out of the exhaust pretty good. So I ordered some head gasket sealer stuff, so hopefully that's going to work out. Other than that, so I still got to unload the camper and do all that type of stuff. So let's see. What have I got going on? So anyway, so I talked to some of the people up there at the Moon Lake Gathering and got some lined up to do some, people to come on to be some guest speakers. Hopefully next week we'll have one of them to come on and have some guests lined up here. Let's see what else is going on. Our next gold build will be gold, so guys, stay tuned for that. We'll give away some gold nuggets and some pay dirt bags. Okay, so is that what I said? Yes, okay, so I talked about all of that. Okay, so this is just going to be a fast show. I'm not really in any type of a whatever you want to call it to deal with anything. So let's see. Paul, welcome. Soika. I know I can't say that. Soika. The American Canadian artist saw that there. Richard Duke. Who else snuck in here that I wasn't paying attention? I think that was it, huh? Okay. Nobody else snuck in there. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. Let's see. What have I got to give away? I got to give something away, you guys there. You guys, Trucking Nomad. I got something, buddy. I was going to bring it in case you popped in here. I ordered one of those cameras. I got it last week. That telescope camera. So I got to play with that there. But I did get one. Cheers, everyone. Zero. Daryl Lane, welcome, Daryl. I see Daryl must have made it back too. Daryl was up there at the Treasure Hunters Rendezvous up there. So anyway, so here's the question. Let me find here's what I'll give away. How about this? Look at this cool thing. It's a keychain fob thing, I guess you can put on your keychain, but you can put all your gold in here or whatever else you want to put in there. Stash, Put all your valuables in there. Put your nuggets in there. Got a sealer up right there. Okay, how's that? You guys all want that, huh? I know that. I'm going to give this away to the first person that can answer this question. I got the question right here. The last video that I posted, I said the guys were running a sluice. What did I say I was going to steal or borrow? What did I say I was going to steal or borrow? First one in the chat room that I see will win that prize. You got to be in the United States, so I don't want to ship it overseas or nothing like that. So, or far, far away. So you got to live in the United States, the U.S. Oh, I saw the American Canadian got that first, I believe. Yes, the Canadian. Well, I can't believe all you guys are all off that, man. I thought that'd be a tougher question. Holy smackerels, look at you guys. The water and gold off the back of their sluice. Craig Carter said got it, all of it, but it was water. That is correct. It was water. So the American Canadian, that's a confusion. So are you in Canada or are you in the U.S.? Because you got to be in the U.S. to ship out. So let me know if you're in the U.S. I live in Canada, so pass it on. Okay, bummer. So the next correct one was Terry Curry then. Terry Curry said water second. That is correct. Water was what I said. I was going to steal their water or borrow their water. So, Terry, send me, PM me something, your email address. I mean, not your email address, shipping address, and I will put that out in the mail to you. So I hadn't got my mail for the last couple of weeks, and that's why I drove into town for. Town's about 15 miles away from here. So I had to go into town to get mail and, like I said, finish shipping out the rest of the packages that didn't go out. Give it to David. What? Terry says give it to David. You can't give it to, you can't pass it on like that. If you don't want it, we just got to give it to the next correct answer person, Terry. You can give it to David if you want to, but I can't give it to David because I have to give it to you since you won it. So whatever you want to do with it's up to you. Once you get it, you can give it away. So anyway, that's why I went into town to do all of that, and that's when my van got all screwed up. I already have some of those. Okay, so Craig has some of them. Look up one, Jack. Paul says. What do I want to look up? Paul, what do I want to look up? Look up one, Jack. I don't know what you guys want me to look up. I don't know what you want me to look up. So, Canadian said water, Terry said water, Paul said water, Craig said water. So if nobody wants it, then I guess. So Canadian, if you have it, Terry says give it away. Then the next one would be Paul. So Terry Curry said, oh, he's a Canadian too. Oh, Paul was after Terry. So then if I got to give it to in line, then coming down the line would have to go to something so simple gets so messed up, huh? So it would have to go to Paul. Is that correct? So we give it to Paul. Maybe Paul's over in Egypt. Do you see meteorite showers and monsoon season is here? I don't know about meteorite showers, but monsoon season is kind of here. We haven't been getting a lot of them. At least I haven't seen them. I just got back, so I haven't seen a lot of them. But we are in our monsoon season here, yes. Okay. So, Terry says, Paul, it is. Okay, Terry, Paul, it is. So, Paul, PM me whatever your shipping address, and I'll put that in the mail to you. All right? Okay, so if anybody's got any questions or anything, like I said, this is going to be a faster show because Yeah, it's just one of those things. But you know, I have to rain in San Miguel, Arizona, right by Mount Lemon. All right. Hey, we're Americans. We get difficulty too. I know. You get difficulty when we get the difficulty when we watch something from another country and then they do that, then we kind of do that too. If it was full of gold nuggets, I'd take it. Well, oh, gold nuggets. Oh, classified gold nugget. uh, uh, I could go get some nuggets and spray paint them gold, or get some little rocks and spray paint them gold, and then they would be gold nuggets, right? Or I could go get stuff out of the cat litter box. Those are nuggets, and spray them gold, and then you got some gold nuggets there. So you got to be specific when you say gold nuggets. Thank you, Terry. So videos I got coming up. What are they coming up? I know there's one for the, like I said, the repelling down. Those guys repelled down. That was kind of pretty cool. And then the one around the Moon Lake where we did a walking tour around and look at some of the Spanish stuff. And then what was kind of funny is uh, Tech Live. Is a Nakoto Macro Gold 2000 detector good? Do you recommend it? Looking to get a good gold detector. That I can't really give any opinion on because I've never tried that. So I hate to tell you one way or another because it could be wrong. Depending on the price, there's some pretty good gold detectors out there. You know, there's not a lot of money. They're all VLFs. Oh, I don't even want to say Mind Lab because we all know that they suck. But so anyway, so what was I saying? I was saying something about uh, what was I talking about? The videos or something? The anyway, the treasure hunting stuff up there will be some of the stuff. I know what I was saying. So when I left, I drive up through Nevada. Those of you guys that know all about it, Searchlight, Nevada, is a little town that was a lot of gold that come out of Searchlight, Nevada. It was basically the town built on gold. So I pulled off the side of the road just before I keep traveling. Like every hour, I just have to pull off the side of the road to lighten my load, so to speak. And I saw all this kind of reddish dirt. So I thought, I think I'll take some that dirt. So I grabbed a shovel and a bucket, and it was kind of hard packed, kind of that granite, deteriorating granite, quartzy type stuff, rock. But I dug down in there and I filled me up a 5-gallon bucket of that stuff, threw it on the quad trailer, and took off. I took my razor with me, and it was behind me and I put the camper on the truck. So I threw that there on the trailer and took left. When I got into Utah after visiting the parents, I went over to another friend that was up in a town there, helping managing in a campground. So I stayed there for a couple of days, and I had that little gold fox trommel. So I broke that out and ran that dirt through the trommel, and I'll be damned, that had some decent gold in it. So on the way back, I was on the other side of the road. So I was going to stop, but then when I little place I stopped, I didn't like the way that dirt left looked, so I took off and didn't really find another pull-off spot. But I went through California, and they had a couple piles, like the road stuff where they pile that up at for whatever thing. Well, that had to come around from that same kind of area. The gravels and dirt looked the same. So I took a couple buckets of that. I haven't ran that yet, but I did take a couple buckets of that. Trip and Tommy, hello. Uh, love the humor. I love your guys' humor. You guys are all funny. You're funny stuff. Despite it being 80 here in Nova Scotia, yeah, whatever. Today, you could smell the tinge of fall in the air already. That's right, we already have passed our middle point of summer. Fall is soon on its way. So things are going to be nice here soon. So anyway, so I put together that video running that there too, with that trauma and that dirt that I got from Nevada. So there was a couple videos that'll be coming out in the weeks to come. But and who else knows what other treasures around here we shall go seek? There's still some treasures around here we got to go find on some of this Spanish treasure stuff. Let me ask you guys, since you guys are the more, I will call you guys the more faithful crew, the faithful participants. Dave C., love your show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Since you guys are the more participants, the more faithful people, I will say, I'll give you guys all stars there. What kind of videos do you guys like to see? You like to see like testing of the equipment? You like to see the treasure hunt videos? You like to see metal detecting videos? You like to see, what kind of videos do you guys like to see? I try, sometimes I just throw in a smatter of just stuff, as I call it, content and documentation. So wherever I go and whatever, yeah, dirty ones. Josh, we're going to have to talk, buddy. Jerry, like them all. Thank you. We're going to have to talk, Josh. You're talking about like where I get my hands dirty and a lot of mud and stuff like that, then, right? You like those type of dirty ones. TJ, channel supporter. Oh, TJ, I got to make a mental note of that because TJ, channel supporter. I got to make a mental note of that because I got to make some corrections here. For the ones where there's a lot of gold clodhopper surprises. A good mix. Clean videos with your unique approach of telling stories and presenting facts and ensure what it's like in the desert. Great job. Thank you, Dave. Whenever I do like those, gold hunting videos and stuff, I do try to, just, I guess, throw in a little educational, I should say, why you dig for, or why I would dig here for, or what you're looking for, stuff like that. So I do always try to incorporate something into those type of videos there. Hey, all right, Mike, how about a blown head gasket replacement video? Do you know how to do that, Mike? You may have to come out here and show me how. We will film that. Random spots in a wash. I would like more old mining town explorations. Okay. Inlet. Since I work mainly wet, anything to do with working in the dry conditions, anything to help my knowledge base. Okay, I got some dry washing videos planned with some of the dry washers. Keith and Wayne AU prospecting in the Northwest. Do some dry washing. It's like I say, it's a little hot here right now, so you have to get out early in the morning, but we'll be doing that. Old mining towns are always cool to go explore and check out. So, all right. That all helps me in content to try to get things what you guys like. Cheers. All right, let's see here. Before I forget, I don't want to get in any trouble, so let me play this here. So hold on, folks, and we'll be right back.
ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the only monthly gold prospecting magazine published in the United States and is the most comprehensive and respected magazine about gold prospecting on the market today. With readers in all 50 states, it features articles on detecting, high banking, dredging, small-scale operations, assaying, basic geology, how to read the land, regulations, and more. Our monthly Ask the Experts column is answered by true experts. It features answers to readers' questions on processing, detecting, geology, and any other questions you may have related to finding and recovering gold and other precious metals. The Mining Journal features the most extensive selection of equipment, mining properties, services, and more, and a classified section featuring over 20 times more new and used items than the nearest competitor. The Mining Journal has been in continuous publication since 1931. A full 12 issues is available for just $27.95, and discounts are available for 2- and 3-year subscriptions. And an online subscription gives you access to over 3,000 articles going back nearly 20 years. Our purpose is to teach you how to find more gold. ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the tool you need to succeed. It's time to raise your gold prospecting knowledge to the next level with ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. Give us a call at 831-479-1500 or visit www.icmj.com. That's www.icmj.com.
Okay, let's see what I've been missing here. There's been some of you guys got some good feedbacks here. Let's see, Craig Carter. I think you should do a couple where you go over your camp and facilities, go over your claims available to members, etc. Let people know how they can support you. I know that's been asked before about doing kind of the camp and all of that. Maybe sometime when I'm out in the desert and I come back, where I always say, going back to the campground to run the material. Maybe when I get back to the campground, I should do a walkthrough of the camp and all that. So, okay, Craig, thank you. Roland Section Prospecting and Exploring Arizona. Hello. Dowsing for gold videos. I could show you some dowsing for gold, but I don't know if I'd find any. I'm not a professional dowser, so I would have to check on that. Terry, going back to that mysterious hole. We talked about that mysterious hole when we were up there in Utah. The three of us, there was Robert there and Daryl was there, where we went down in there. We talked about that area, why that was such a strange area because in that area there was those dead cows. They were all kind of right there. And I was talking to another guy that said the military was out there once upon a time. And, we found those dummy landmines. We found a bunch of sea rations that were buried, the old tin cans. Those were buried. So we know the Army was out there, but what were they doing out there? So we kind of wondered what that hole was and why they were there and why some of the other mysterious things, like that rock that had the quarter, written on that, and the lettering, and that string and the hole in the ground, and the rocks lined up in a row. So we kind of wondered what was going on, in that area. So we talked about exploring that more. But like I say, it's kind of hot out there right now. So when it cools down, we'll be spending a lot more time out there in the desert. So we will do that. How about getting some claims around Searchlight? It has a good gold history. Terry Reed had some claims there. He did. Searchlight, that's in Nevada. We used to have a couple claims we had in Nevada. They were mostly up north, but we used to have some claims in Nevada. Tommy loves the Old West stuff. So, always like the ones with the gold cube guy, Mike. Mike Punk. Yes. I haven't ran anything through the gold cube. The trommel that I have, I need to send that back because mine's the older style, and he does make those current. Took care of some problems that the old ones had, and So I do got that boxed up, and one day I need to send that back, and then do a video with that gold cube and the trommel and all that, run some material. So that's a plan I need to do too. I've never explored for gold before, so I find everything so far has been informational and entertaining. I bet that hole was a strange ammo deposit. It was too deep to be ammo deposit. I think it went down about 14 feet or something like that. I don't remember how deep it went. 10 feet, 9 feet. I don't remember how deep it went. So we don't know what it was. But I had said that up there, that maybe if the military was there, maybe it was a flagpole. They stuck their flagpole down in that hole, and that's what that hole was. Because half of that was in metal casing. I don't know. That was just but why it had the tin can over the top of it with the lid that you could open and close, that was the mystery too. And then it was kind of dug out on the other side. So anyway, that whole area needs to be explored further, and we will do all of that there. Yeah, shows. Let's see. With manufacturer, always awesome. Perhaps Royal Manufacturing, etc., and others. I did some Royal dry washing ones, but yes, have Mark or Pat Key. Those guys are a blast to chat with. Yes, Pat's going to be on the show one of these days upcoming. We're going to talk about some treasure stuff, and he's always a wealth of knowledge, that Pat King. But he'll be on the show upcoming one day. Oh, Herb, you're so funny. Oh, Herb. Oh, my gosh, Herb. I'll have Mind Lab on your show. Herb, you're an instigator. I got some for you, Herb. Let me see. Where's it at? Where did I put that at? I had something for you, Herb. I gotta figure it. I don't know where I put it at. Let's see. Let's see what it is here. I think it's right here. It's right. It's right here. Oh no, that's not it. It's there. That's it, Herb. That's for you, Herb. Oh, that's better. The brand new Hoover GPZ 8000. What? They've got a new one out now? Are you serious? Hoover GPZ 8000? Craig, are you BSing? They got a new one out? Maybe that's what it takes to get a dealership. Herb is right. Just love your rants. Yeah, I don't know why they won't give me a dealership. They're really. I know why they won't give me a dealership, but I don't want to say that on the air because it'll just piss off other people too. But they know why they won't give me a dealership, and I know why they won't give me a dealership. And all I need is about 400 people to call my lab in Illinois and say, why won't you give him a dealership? Then maybe they might say, whoa, all right, guys, quit calling me. If everybody kept calling every day, leaving messages, blow up their phone. All right, guys, stop. All right, we'll give them. Anyways, Wyatt, is that really a detector, Craig? The brand new Hoover GPZ 8000? You're going to make me Google that? Is that really a detector? Okay, I guess I got to Google this here. GPZ 8000. You're probably pulling my leg, aren't you? G GPZ 8000. MindLab GPZ 8000 price. Holy crap. Holy crap, GPZ 8000 rumors. MindLab metal detectors. Wow. Look at that. Look at you, Craig. Uh, oh, it's a rumor. Please nobody say that would be willing to pay as much as GPZ 7000. $10,000 for the GPC. What? Is that real? It's rumors. Oh, it's been a rumor since 2019. Early bird price. So is that really a detector? There's the GPZ 7000, which cost $8,000. I think the next detector they're going to come out with. Okay, yeah, you're right, trucking. That's what I just saw some old one. You heard it sucks? Yes, it sucks. You know what? All MindLab detectors suck. They really do suck, and I'm going to tell you why they all suck. So, man, you know what? Maybe next time I should have brought in all these MindLab things. So I got the GPZ 7000. Now I went to charge it one day, and the charging thing, it's a little square box that the battery slides onto, and then you stick the the charger into the hole. Well, a lot of the chargers, you guys know what I'm talking about. They have like a little lip where you stick that thing in, and they've got the edges are kind of cut out, and it fits in, so it holds that thing in. One day I stuck the thing in, and it just went all the way through. I thought, what? So I took it apart. It's just like sitting in there. They have no way of holding that thing in to keep it from just going in. So I had to glue the crap out of it so it'll take a charge. So what a cheap thing. When I first, the 6000, when it first come out, the screws in the speaker falls out, and everybody was posting about them. So you have to take it apart to screw the screws back in on the speakers. And when you're detecting with it, it doesn't shut up. It's constantly going off. Chat, 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 chat. And it's like it's a pain in the butt to detect with that thing. Now the Gold Monster, oh my God, the Gold Monster, it doesn't really shut up. It picks up every rock there is out there. It don't even have to be a hot rock. If you want to find rocks, the Gold Monster will find you rocks. I'll find you more rocks out there than any detector you want, because it does never shut up. It goes off on every single rock there is. Now, what else is there? Okay, we don't want to talk about, let's see, what other good, here's a good detector. I'm going to tell you a good detector. A good detector is the Goldbug 2. Now, the reason I say the Goldbug 2 is a good detector, because the MindLab, the Gold Monster, is like around 45 megahertz, and the Goldbug 2, I think, is 71. So it's way up there. So it's very sensitive. The Gold Monster is sensitive too. You can't even run your hand over it. It picks up the minerals in your hand. That's why I say it goes off on every rock too, because it goes off on everything. You breathe on it and it'll go off. So, but the Goldbug 2, it has more knobs on it. And because of that, you actually can ground balance and back off sensitivity, so you can actually hunt with it, and being a higher frequency has better for surface, smaller gold in the surface. And since most gold is smaller anyways, that Goldbug 2 really is a good detector. Some people don't like it because it's got the knobs on it. You got to, it's a learning curve on it, where the Gold Monster, just turn it on and listen to everything that beeps at you. I picked up that Manticore detector. What a piece of shit that thing is. Oh my God. I went into a park to look for coins, and they're supposed to, the only thing that's got going for it is a little 2D screen. The closer you get to that screen or that line, the more non-ferrous it is. And then you got one side is low conductivity and the other side's high conductivity. Oh my God, so confusing. I didn't post that video yet. That's a video I still got to do. I don't think I posted that video. So there's one. Like, so when I go with the Equinox, if it's like, I don't know, I'm just going to guess. If it says 45, I know it's a nickel. And it's like 45, 46 right there. That Manticore, 46, 92, 33, 49, 65, it wouldn't register a number. I'd pull it out of the ground. It was a quarter. Say, oh my God, I should have known that. I would get another target, 39, 38, 39, 38. Take it up, a pull tab. Man, it was spot on those pull tabs, but finding any types of change, it was all over the board. So yes, that is a piece of crap machine. I think the Equinox outdoes that. And I don't know about the Equinox 900, but my 800, I think, is a better machine than that Manticore. Okay, that's my thing on that. I'll keep my Fisher Gold Strike. Works good for me. Okay. Garbage mining equipment. Okay. Paul's got a question. I do got a question. Have you done any vids on the White's MX Sports on setup and running it? I have not done that. Just because White's went out. Now, I'm not sure if Garrett brought them back or not. I know that Garrett brought back the 24K machine, but I'm not sure if they brought back the Sport. I'll have to check in on that there because that was a decent machine. That was a knockoff, really, of another machine. I can't remember what that was from the White's days, but that was a decent machine, the White Sport. But I have not did a video on it. The Gold Cruiser runs at 71 kilohertz too. Okay, so then it's going to be right there with the Gold Bug 2 then. Maybe we should all have a rant session on useless gears we got sucked in on due to fancy ads. I'll tell you, the most worthless piece of equipment I ever bought my entire life. I went to a gold show one time. This was a long time ago, probably 10 plus years ago. I went to this gold show. Now, some of you guys are going to recognize this piece of equipment. So they had this guy in there, and what it was a foot pump, and you'd pump it with your foot. Like the foot pumps you blow up a mattress with, something like that. And it had this hose that came out, and it attached to a gold pan. And so the guy would fill it full of dirt, and he'd stamp on this thing, and it would blow all the dirt off of it, and it would leave the gold. And I thought, oh my God, that is so cool. I got to have that. So I bought one. I took it out in the desert, put a bunch of dirt in it. I'm pumping it. Nothing's happening. Pumping it, nothing's happening. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I plugged in the wrong way. Kept trying everything. Doesn't work. Well, he was probably just using pure sand, like really light sand. It's been processed down to like 100 mesh or something, and I'm just using regular dirt. Well, like you get in the desert, regular dirt. Anyways, and I thought, what a piece of crap. And I started doing a video on that. That was garbage. The other piece of garbage I got sucked into was that Gold Claimer trommel. You know, I had the big one, and that was okay. The problem I had with it is in the desert, it always fills up with muck. And then there's nothing you can do once your water is all muck. You're done. So I didn't really like that. So, but then they came out with that smaller one. That was like, it's like $1,600, $500, whatever, $1,700 or something like that, $1,800. It's in the magazines, that small little trommel. So I got it. It come all crated up and everything. And when I first got it out, one of the wheels are sideways on it. So I had to call him, and he sent me another wheel. So I had to undo that wheel and fix the wheel problem on that thing. And one cool thing about it, it oscillates, and I don't know why it oscillates that way. You know, it should go this way. When you got gold coming down, it's just going back and forth, sloshing. But anyway, so that's kind of cool. But the tray is too small, and all it does is slosh the material all over the place. And the side plates, which are supposed to hold that trommel from spinning is not wide enough, so it just puts the material all over the place. I did a video about that piece of shit. And then he calls me and said he was going to send me some replacement stuff, and of course he never did. So that's a piece of shit. Okay. Let's see. How do you feel about the Garrett ATX? That's what I'm swinging. The Garrett's a decent machine. Garrett, they're a decent company. Garrett's a decent company. Fisher, the problem is, like, you had these companies, the one up in Prescott. What was that one? They folded. I can't think of what that name was. They were made in Arizona, those detectors. They were a decent detector, but so they went under. And then you had, of course, White's. That was a decent company. Tesoro, thank you, Tesoro. They for some reason just folded, and then White's, his kids didn't want to take that over apparently, so he just said, then screw it then. So they shut down too, and Garrett bought their equipment and their patents out, so Garrett took them over. Tesoro was a halfway decent company that, they did some marketing and giveaways and things like that, promotions. White's did a little bit of that too. Fisher doesn't do a lot of that. Fisher is, they don't do a lot of promotions and a lot of that type of stuff. So Fisher's, that's, I don't know about what to say about Fisher. Garrett, they're starting to get into that. Garrett, they came out with the gold stuff and then they kind of fell away from it. And I think they're coming back now. They put out that Axiom, and I think that will improve over time. So Garrett has a chance of getting evolved into this market where MindLab has dominated for so long. They do an awesome promotion. That's one thing I can say about MindLab. They give away a lot of detectors. They're all over the place doing, their sponsors and shows and giveaways. So they're very good at promoting. But because of all of that, they have to jack their prices up to cover the cost of all that promoting that they do. That's why their machines cost so much. Okay. Fisher Nice Gold Prospecting Tours. Let's see. The little red sluice you got recently looks like the cat's meow. Oh, that's that's that mini gold monster. That is mini machine. And I just had the trommel put on that. That is a really cool machine. When you guys see that, the new box that he's got with the battery, that one battery that sits in that box, it's like a Milwaukee battery, runs both the trommel and the pump, and that will all just fold up, and you can put that in your backpack and throw the pump off into the stream and have your battery and everything right there. That's pretty slick. And I wished we lived more, next to a stream or something where we could play with that type of stuff at. Let's see, what else we got there? There's some stone cold honest reviews. Hey, you know what? These are just my opinions. That don't mean anything. They're just my opinions. I've played with them. I've tried them. I remember, I'll tell you a story. Remember when the gold cubes first came out? You guys that have the gold cubes, they have a solid plate on the top of them now. But when they first came out, you used to have to use paper clips on the top of them to hold that top thing down. And there was no, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but there was no documentation or no videos how to use it, or other than here's the cube, use it. And I found that it was losing a lot of gold, and I didn't like it, so I got rid of it. And then shortly after, where we were doing these boot camps and stuff like that and teaching prospecting with the GPAA, which I could rant on them real easy too. But so I needed donations, and I went around to the gold shows asking for donations for, teaching of equipment to the, the people that were going to get involved with these prospecting boot camps. So I go up to Mike and I said, "Hey, Mike, will you donate a gold cube, for this thing?" And he says, "Hey, Jack," he says, "I've been giving a lot of these away. I can't." I said, "Okay, that's cool, Mike. I understand that. But I've got to be teaching classes. And so when I'm teaching a class, I'm going to have to say that this thing sucks." And he says, "Oh, hey, would you like a 3-stack or a 4-stack?" I said, "I'd like a 4-stack and show me how to use it properly." So he did. Uh, and every time I have done something, like one time I set up the gold cube with, I think the gold grabber going into it or something like that. And he calls me up and he says, "What are you trying to prove, Jack? That it's losing gold?" I said, "Hey, you know." So Mike calls me every time he doesn't like something I post. So he might be calling me again. But uh, I've never, and I can say this, I've never been a fan of rubber mats. I've never been a fan of rubber mats. I am old school. I believe in expanded metal and miner's moss. That's what I grew up with. That's what works. I can show how that works. I can show how uh, rubber. I've seen it in the gold shows. If you go to the gold shows and they've got gold on top of their tray with the rubber mats, and people walk by and they're putting little dirt in and you see all the gold there and you say, "Ooh, that's pretty cool." And then you walk away and they shut it down. And then the next group comes up there and they start it back up. That gold goes to the next riffle. There's really nothing in a rubber mat to hold it back like miner's moss that will absorb it in and kind of continue to spiral in, and the expanded metal. I'm just a miner's moss type of a guy. I don't believe in rubber mats. I don't care if it's in the gold cube. I don't care if it's in whatever. I'm not a rubber mat fan. Yes, it can work. Yes, I will sure it works. Old timers use burlap sacks. Yes, it works. There's always something better though. Okay. Uh, you guys, I'm going to get in trouble for this. I'm going to have every manufacturer in the world calling me after this show saying, "What the hell?" So, let me see what I have missed there. Let's see. Debris field. Quality equipment doesn't need a lot of promotion. Word of mouth spreads quickly. Yes, it does. I took the Axiom into the field last weekend. It's a lot of machine for a knob like me. The Axiom is a learning curve machine. What I liked about that Axiom is it is a PI and it does have discrimination on it. So if you can learn to use that machine, I think that was Garrett's first release of that PI like that. I think if they will continue on that trend, the next go round would be better, and I think that they could improve on that machine and could put out some decent stuff. Garrett would sell more Goldmaster 24 if they would have a variety of coils available. That's probably very true. You do have one of them too, don't you? I know you do that. We should tell them. Just you can call these guys, manufacturers, and just give them your feedback. Like, "Hey, how come you guys don't have no coils?" If enough people say stuff, then that's what they want to do. It's easier than making one out of an old ammo can. Yes, the Axiom's great machine. Okay, okay. Use the DD coil. Uh, that the California mini geo sluice, that I've gone round around with this guy too. The same type of principle, a non thing like that ain't capturing any gold, and so I got one of them, and yes, it captures gold. I will admit it. Uh, Ever how that's set up, those drop riffles. I think when the heavies get into there, and I think the way that those riffles are designed, how they go down as the water goes over that, it creates that eddy pocket right there in the behind it where no water's getting into that flow at. And I think that's what that design works. But that is something that does work. I will admit that. Uh, who really makes good quality stuff that I'm really impressed with, and that is Gold Fox. I remember being back in Georgia and Carolinas 10, 15 years ago, and I saw a lot of people using these trommels and stuff, and I looked at them and thought, wow, those are kind of cool. I didn't know anything about them, but as I learned more and more about them, and then I finally ordered me. Well, then I didn't know that he makes them for the Gold Cube. It's the same guy. The Gold Fox makes those for Mike Pung exclusively, the ones that go on that. And so that was a decent trommel. And then when I finally got one on my own from him, it's quality built, it's well built. I like his stuff. If you've got any questions, he's there to answer you. Problems, he's there to answer you. So I really like, there's a lot of people like that, and he's just one that I really like his equipment. He's got some good stuff. So that's one company I would really say that stands behind their product, and if I've called him for something, he's took care of any problems and all that. So he's good there. Let's see, and I for sure wouldn't buy snake oil if they work. Blah blah blah. Okay. Gold Hawk face, blue smiling face. Okay. I'm addicted. I already have my next trip planned. Where are you going? Okay, you guys talking about something. Okay, I don't know. You guys are all scheming about something here. Paul, Gold Fever Adventures and Treasure Hunting. Black male works wonders, but I can say this much. Mike Pung will try to make anything right if anyone has one. Oh, absolutely. Mike Pung is an inventor. He's a knowledgeable guy, and he will do that. Yes, he will. Mike Pung's been on the show quite a few times. He's a character, a good guy. AstroTurf is number one. Old timers used a lot of that AstroTurf, that green carpet type stuff. That kind of works, especially if you put expanded metal on the top of that. I believe that expanded metal really helps a lot because that's got its own raised metal in itself. Okay, yeah, I try to tell it like it is. A lot of people say, this is what gets me. And again, I'll probably get in trouble. My phone's already blowing up, Tommy. I'm hearing dinging galore. Here's what I really just don't understand. So you'll see some videos where these dealers will go out and they get gold every single time. And then afterwards they say, and I got them for sale. And I think, come on, why can't you just show a regular thing? Why do you always got to say, and I got them for sale for? Because to me, it makes it look like it's not real. So I've gone out and detected. If I don't find anything, I don't find anything. There's more times I don't find anything, but still it's a documentation. And I'm trying to show something like where you might detect or where you might dig at. But I don't always find gold when I go out, or I might find a little speck, but I always show what I find. Sometimes I pan out, there's no gold in there. I'll pan some more. Might be a piece of gold in there, but I'm not going to plant gold just to try to sell something. It's because you're right. I want the truth. I would appreciate if somebody would give me an evaluation, an honest opinion without trying to sell me something. So, yeah, well, that's why I piss some people off. Yes, trucking the gold mat, the Gold Fox does use the rubber mat, and I have talked to him about that, and he knows that I'm not the fan of rubber mats. And like I said, yes, they do work. What I do like about that little mini monster trommel thing, it's got two different types of mats in there. So one is the silicone rubber mat, and the other one is the whatever you call it mat, the Gold Hog mat. Now here's the other thing, Gold Hogs. You hear people say Gold Hogs are so great. If the Gold Hog is so great, why does it got to be 26 feet long for? I mean, extensions upon extensions upon extensions. If it's so great, why does it got to be so long? Your gold should be caught right there in the very front. And plus, now think about this. The Gold Hog with all that rubber matting, you know what he puts in the very front of that machine, right after the where it comes dumps into? Miner's moss is right there in the very front. So miner's moss, then all that rubber matting. Why? Because miner's moss works. And the point, remember Allen Trees with the gold grabber. Gold grabber would lose gold if you wasn't, running that properly. But that only had a sluice on it 12 inches long. And the way that thing was designed when it went to the back of the box, all that gold, when you pulled that tray out, all the gold was in the back of the box. And the sluice was only this long, 12 inches. You don't need 17 feet of sluice box to capture any gold unless you're losing it all, and you got to make sure you capture it down the line. But anytime you stop your flow of water, that's the key, no matter what. Dry washing, wet, every time you throw in another shovelful and you block that water flow, and then the water releases and it puts a gush on it, you're going to blow the gold out. Again, that's why expanded metal and miner's moss is so good, because it gets down in the grooves. Okay. Okay. What gear have you made, Jack? Well, let's see. Years and years ago, I did make some dry washers, and I did make some sluice boxes. I did make my own line of recirculators. They were the little ones that went in a tray and all of that there type stuff. But that was years ago. I still got a few parts that I just haven't put together, but I just don't have the time to do that type of stuff. Uh, Time and Tide MD. Hello. Yes, Craig. Gold Fox is good. I think Gold Fox is probably one of the good companies out there. Uh, Todd Massey got gold every time. Yes, he did. I asked him that one time. I said, Tom, how come every time you go out, you get gold? He said, oh, I don't always get gold. I said, yeah, you do. I watched him one time when him and his kid Kayla was out there, and they're metal detecting, and the kid's not finding anything. And Tom's like, go try over there in that spot. So he goes over there, and sure as shit, he finds a piece of gold. But I was telling him one time, how come you always find gold? He said, I don't always find gold. When he went out, yeah, he didn't find gold. So he came back from this hill that everybody's detected for years and years, 20, 30 years before he ever hit that hill. Well, he's been there before, I'm sure. He finds an old gun on the hill. He didn't find any gold, but he found an old gun. So I thought, okay, you didn't find gold this time, but you found an old gun that's been detected on that hill, every inch of that. But uh, okay. Uh, yes, you don't have to say a name, Roland. Everybody, they always find gold. Gold, gold, gold. Tom Massey is called Decades of Knowledge he got from his dad and living it from a young age. Paul, yes, Paul, you're absolutely right. I loved when I got involved with prospecting. I used to love to watch Gold Fever. I used to love to watch Prospecting America. I used to love to watch The Buzzard, Buzzardites, and all of those old movies. The Buzzard was very intelligent. Uh, all of them. Tom had more of the humor. Perry had more of the knowledge. But both of them together, they had great shows, and I grew up on that, like so many of you guys did. But those were awesome shows. We don't have those shows anymore. Those, I would call those true to earth shows, because both of them guys, if say you're in a group of people, they'd come up to you and they'd talk to you. How you guys doing today? And what have you finding? And oh, maybe you ought to run this sluice a little bit this way, or why don't you try this here? And they were helpful. They were real. This was real. This shit that's on TV now, this gold rush, and oh, this Trommel, if they can't get this fixed today, that's going to be the end of their season. It's all hype. It's all just crap. I don't even watch that stuff anymore. It's not even real. It's like watching Desperate Housewives or something. crap. You know, I can't get into that. It's not real. Yes, in the old time there, you used to could pick them up on that gigantic satellite there. I remember having that in the backyard. We would tune the channels, and you could pick them up as Buzzer just used to set that camera up and just let it roll and all of that there. But yeah, those were the days. Who made the gold pan that had a little pocket for the gold to drop in? God bless the Buzzer. There's been a few of those ones that had them little pocket for the gold to drop into. The I don't know who made those though. A good gold pan that I really kind of liked. I didn't care for the gut. Well, I shouldn't say that. We had differences, which kind of later resolved type thing. The guy that created the hex gold pan. I don't know if you guys remember him, but most gold pans are, they're round. And so depending if you're right-handed or left-handed, the gold actually doesn't go to the center, it goes to the side, just because the way the swirling action is. The heavies will go to that side. But with that hex gold pan, because it's square into a V, when you pan, just the gravity drives it into that V. So the hex gold pan, you know what? I wonder if I showed you guys a while back that gold pan. You guys said about equipment. I did make a gold pan. But did I ever show you guys the gold pan that I made? They do get extra money. That's how they get their money there. Where can one get six-sided pans now? He sold those ones. I think they're out in the hex gold. Actually, the hex gold pan I think is inside of the Mining Journal. If not, it might be the Gold Prospecting Magazine, but they are in there for sale. I think they're in Apache Junction is where those hex gold pans are. This one right here. And so you've got your big riffles here. So you start with the big riffles, and then you can go to the smaller riffle, and then you've got just your rougher sides for the fine gold to get rid of that fine stuff. So it does, have a complete thing all the way around. But so I do like this. Is called the hex gold pan. This was manufactured by Pro Gold Prospecting and Equipment, but it's like I say, he sold this to this other company that's in Apache Junction now. Got a good gripper on the bottom too. I like the pans that you can grip. Some pans don't have that, you can't grip onto that. This has a good gripper on. Gold Claw is my favorite. Gold Claw is a decent pan. Clint, Gold Claw is not a pan. Gold Claw is a tool. That's like a sluice box or something like that. That's really not a pan. I got two of the minis you made. Oh, you're talking about the 3D ones? Is that what you're talking about, Paul? Like these little dinky ones? Is that what you're talking about? The rule should have you some steps. Debris fields, just attach the miner's moss and grate straight to the shovel. Production pan, that will move threefold. You're right about that. Make a hex design pan but round. How can you do a hex pan but round? I got to see if I got this pan over here. Let me see. Something to play. I'm going to go see if I can find this pan. I want to show you guys this pan here. So let me do. Let's see what I can do. Let me do this real quick, and I'll be.
Well, hi, this is Tom Baudet. I'm proud to be part of the Gold Fever radio program, and, well, you should too. We always get out and find a little bit of gold. Sometimes it's a lot, well, sometimes it's just a little. But all in all, we have a lot of fun. come join us for one of our Gold Fever extravaganzas. You'll be glad you did. So until next time, I hope you get out and find a lot of gold. And remember, I'll keep a light on for you.
Oh man, I almost made that. Okay. I can't find the big ones here. It's gotta be here someplace. I know I had one. Let me look over here. Just talk amongst yourself. Okay. Don't know where they went. I lost them. They were around someplace. Anyway, so long time ago, I came out with these were 3D printed models. These ain't these were like prototype starting. The heart pan. It's really cool. I'm going to show you guys how this. So this was like a trial one with these type of style ridges and all that in there, and then it went to more of just a solid type one like this here. And then of course it had the mini, but I don't know where my other ones went. The ones I did it. Oh, look at that! It even says Gold Fever Resort. But Mike Pung had these pans. Allen Trees, that's another good pan. Allen Trees had their Gold Grabber pan. That was a decent pan. It was kind of square. That was a good pan because you could actually put that in a 5-gallon bucket to pan with. But I got some other ones that were the end design of this here. But the reason this was such a good pan, because when you're panning, you're actually putting both sides of the material on both sides and coming to the bottom. So it's splitting the material in half, so to speak, and then coming down out the two sides. And then when you were done with that, you could turn it around, and these had smaller on there, so you could, pan that their way. But like I say, I don't know where those are at. These are all I can find. But anyway, I got that's back before COVID hit, and I couldn't get any manufacturer a hold of. Everybody shut everything down and all of that. Which one was that, Paul? This one? See, this has how it's got the smaller riffles here and the bigger riffles here. So when you turn this here, but this just had, the thing here in the center, and it would force everything over. So, but this was, we did different trials of these here, and then we played with them to see kind of, which one held gold and all of that, their type of stuff. But I wanted to release these before Valentine's Day. So I was going to do a thing like on Kickstarter, something like that, to put these out. And then people would get the different pans and different colors, stuff like that there. Like that pan. So it's just a novelty pan like any other pan that's out there. But it was a pan that actually is efficient and actually worked. You could just pan one side if you wanted to, but if you use them both, like I said, it divides the material over two, and it drops in. They're like a drop riffle where it comes in. It's not round. It actually drops. I like that pan too, minus the deep core grooves on the coarse side. They were undercut grooves. So like a normal pan, how they're kind of down, these kind of had the undercut grooves like in a sluice. So, when you panned, it would tend to hold the heavies down in there, so they were undercut. If you know what I mean by undercut, or just in groove, they cut back in. Like the irregular gold pan, these grooves go in. Okay, this one has a good gripper on the bottom. Okay, I don't know. I thought those pans were in here, but I don't know where they went to. Maybe I took them all next door. I don't know. I got stuff everywhere, but they were in here once upon a time, I thought. But anyway, so that was that. The hex pen is available now from Adventures and Prospecting, page 29, July, ICMJ. All right, thank you, Craig. It's a six-sided pan with different riffle levels on each of the six sides. That's right. The hex pan, like I said, the hex pan is a decent pan, and that's one I really like to use. Those turbo pans do suck. Yes, they do. I don't have one here. That's that one that had all the weird shit inside and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, they were, a lot of people do pans. I've seen a lot of pans over the years. To me, the pans that were the most suckiest piece of equipment I'd ever seen. Okay, I won't give any names. The pans that you rock back and forth. They call them rocker box pans. So you rock them back and forth. You get rid of all the material in there. You pan it out. You rock it back and forth. And guess what? When you're done rocking and get rid of all the material, you know what you got to do? Some of them have a plug on the bottom. Some of them you just got to dump it out. But you got to dump it out into another gold pan to pan it out, your stuff out. That's got to suck, huh? So from one pan to another pan. Let's see, from the bottom of the pan to the pane, maybe should be smooth. I'm saying that last groove that is along the top, I would change that to the meeting you did in the blue one. The reason you said splitting material. That the other, if I had the other design, the other one, I tried to get as much volume in the bottom as possible, so I had to so it's bigger, it's a little bit bigger, so I could, get volume in there, because, with the riffles coming down, you tend to lose, bottom volume. So I had to try to, get that happy medium between the two, but the other ones came out the design that seemed to work in capturing the gold. I just don't have injection molding. A pan with undercuts is a nightmare. You're right, Tommy, and that's one of the things that it couldn't be deep undercuts. They have to be almost like a normal gold pan, because you got to get it to release in the mold, so that the mold can release that type of stuff. My Gold Hog version I used to catch as a catch pan at the end of my solution. $19.95 on eBay with $12.95 shipping. Wow, they are kind of pricey. I used to buy them by the cases from that guy back in the day. You know what? This was supposed to be a fast show. What the hell, guys? You guys, man, you guys all tricked me. You tricked me. Yeah, those pans are totally in the other building. I don't think I have time to go run over there to get those pans over there. So, Jim Malone, hello. Yes, Jim, I miss you, Jim. Hey, I talked to your girlfriend too, Jim. Lisa, doesn't take much. Okay, gossip. Okay. My heart. See, so we got everything there. All right. So that's all of that type of stuff there. 1 hour and 28 minutes and counting. We love it. Okay. Okay. Well, I like the pan with a small lip on the bottom. They seem to help when swirling off the black sand. You know what pan I like out of, well, I don't have one, do I, here? Pan I like, I don't have. Pan I like, I don't have sitting here. Anyway, I got all types of pans, but this one is the GPA pan. So on a GPA pen, we're just talking normal round pans, the normal standard round pans. This one here has like X amount of riffles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 riffles only. Your Pro Line pan, which a lot of people like, has like, I don't know, maybe this has 4, so maybe it has like 6 riffles or 7 riffles in the Pro Line pan. The pan that I like is called a Klondike. It's kind of it's a blue pan, but it has, the Pro Line, the riffles are smaller. These are longer or wider. So the Klondike just seems to have the right amount of riffles. It has the drop bottom, everything in there. So I like to use the Klondike. They're a blue one, but I don't see them sitting here. And then you have all these other pans, like this one here is called the 1849 gold pan. This doesn't have a gripper on the bottom. These don't have riffles, these just have the bumps. It does have the drop bottom. We got this one here. This guy here doesn't have a name on it, but I believe this was put out by Martin. He's back east someplace, Martin is. He made some material, something like this here. This has, small ridges on this side, deep ridges on this side, and a little drop bottom. It's just a little pan, probably put in your backpack or, carry on your head if it's raining or something. Or anyways, okay. I would like to, for the new year, Rev. I would like to, for the new year. Oh, Rev. Very nice. Maybe one day you will make, okay. That's a pan for mango. Agree. Okay, you guys are all talking about yourself there, kid. Doing well, finally got the camper in, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And that's gossip. Okay. Todd, yes. Todd Martin. Yes, in South Carolina. Todd's a good guy. We, Todd's made some equipment, stuff like that. What about the beta style pans? I've got one of them pans too. The beta is that one that goes down to a cone. And if you can use that, if you watch the videos, those are like back in South Africa and stuff like that. They use that beta pan. But if you can get that swirling action down, and you see that where it kind of gets rid of all the stuff and the gold just goes down into that cone, they do actually work. But it's a learning curve. But those are okay pants. Okay, drawing a blank. Okay, looks like a Chinese hat. Yes, it does look like a Chinese hat. Okay. I don't think my back would survive. Okay. All right, guys. That's everything I got to talk about. Don't know what else to talk about. For a fast show, you guys can sure stir up conversations. Let me tell you, you guys are pretty good, man. Nothing else. You got my mind off everything else for the last hour and a half almost. It was just going to be a 10-minute show just to say hi and all of that stuff. I've got a bait pen 2 years and haven't used it yet. I think they were starting to make them out of Canada, if I remember. The people that were doing them. So let's see. Need to go break that in, Terry. Got 2 beta pen. Patty's Adventures. Welcome. We like the jibber jabber. Yes, you do like to get it going. So nothing else. Like I said, you took my mind off it. So, okay. Where did let's see, Mike Marco? Where did oh, there's Birdman. Great job, Gold Fever, Alligator Man. Yeah. Birdman. Hey, if I got a job for you, Birdman, where did Jim Malone go? Jim Malone popped in here there for a moment and then left. Yes, we got some adventures there, Birdman. People are asking about some stuff that we got to go do, so we'll get involved with that there. Mind Lab made a beta pen. Yeah, they probably did. They probably sucks though if Mind Lab made it. I'm pretty sure about that. Sure had a good guest tonight. Which one? This guy right there. That was my guest, right there. Jim Malone, still there. All right, Jim Malone. Good to see you pop in there, Jim Malone. Is everybody else still out there? You guys still out there hanging out there in old Mike's yard there? Go take his chair from him, will you? Say, Jack told me to steal your chair. For 5,000, that's probably very true. The MB1000, they sold for $5,000. Their beta pan, probably like yeah. Okay. Hey, what's the impossible question of the day? 70% of people today are omitting this word from their wedding vow. What is the word? Uh, Forever and ever. Forever. That's a good one, Paul. Uh, you got me involved with that in the very beginning. Well, we got to talk about the spiral wheel and the blue bowl. The blue bowl works. The blue bowl will only work if I think it at least got to be a 30 mesh or higher for the blue bowl to work. You can't put anything larger in the blue bowl. It's got to be pretty fine stuff with that fine gold. And again, to me, dealing with, and same with the, your spiral wheels, that's got to be tilted just right at the perfect 45 and the water flow. And, you're getting black sand still coming up. Any of those type of things. The tables, the Miller tables. Anytime you got to like take your little paintbrush and start moving little stuff around and push the little piece of gold off to the side. Oh my God, really? To sit there with that spiral pen and just sit there, and every now and then you got to help it flow around and just add in your little black teaspoons of gold in there and black sands and just sit there and watch that sucker and add a little teaspoon in there and or in your spiral. Oh my God, I tell you, I'd go crazy. That's why I play with mercury. If it's that, tedious, I don't want it. I'm going after the bigger stuff. All that little stuff I'll give back to seed because I don't have time to sit there and with my little paintbrushes as I see these guys do with their little Miller tables and no. Some people might like it, but hey, that's not me, man. Uh, when I get that fine gold, it just goes in another pan which got mercury in it. And after a while, once there's so much in there, then I'll just have to burn it off or use a retort or acid, But no, I don't play with it. If you know how to use, well, there's a lot of, there was out at a gold show years ago, they had this automatic gold panner. So this was a device that you put a regular gold pan in it and you start it low and you put your material in it and then you turn it on and it would shake and you do that and then you lift it to the next tier and you just kept lifting it until all the material was gone and then you'd have to take it out and finish panning it. Well, you see, they're selling millions of them. You see them in every magazine. Yeah, no. But it's kind of cool. You go back to the old mining journals from like back in the 80s and look at what type of equipment that they were selling back then to what they're selling today. And you'll see what has worked, tried and true over time, and what has not worked, tried and true over time. So 3-leg thing at the bottom of a defragment. I didn't know Mind Lab made a big thing. Spiral pants are good to use. Works mercury very well to get out the amalgam. The spray bar always clogs up. Yes, it does on the gold wheels or those wheels. But they're not made. They're only made to sit there. So, like if you dredge all day long and you got all them concentrates, and now you got to sit there. Imagine having a 5-gallon bucket that's half full of 3 gallons of concentrates, and you got to take a teaspoon of that, and dump it into a blue bowl, or dump it into a spiral wheel to pan it out. Oh my God, I could pan faster than that thing. You know, uh, no, not me. Okay, you guys will be here all night. You guys know that. We can't do that. So, what should we do here now? We got to get out of here. What can we play here? We got to be able to play something here. Let's play. What haven't we played for a long time? How about looking for something to play? How about what's this here say? What is this here? Camp ad. Let's see what this is. Gold Fever Adventures Campground is now open and in full operation. We are currently taking reservations for the upcoming season. Ask us about long-term specials. So call today, 928-851-7167. We can accommodate any size rig, short-term or long-term. There's also a gold prospecting store on site. So stop on by and pick up your gold pens, picks, vials, and etc. before you head on out to the gold fields. We also carry a line of metal detectors like XP Deuses, Fishers, and other brands. And yes, we also have our own gold prospecting club that you can join. You'll receive all the maps, directions, and you can head on out to the gold fields and yes, keep all the gold that you find. So call today, 928-851-7167. That's right. That's right. Okay. I've had enough of this. Mercury tables work good. Mercury tables work. That's what I play with. Night Jack. Good to see you, Trucking Nomad. Take care. You know, I went through St. George, I don't know, last week, whatever it was. Actually, I went through St. George twice, on the way in there and on the way out. I saw your one video of trucking. Keep on trucking. So, but I didn't see. Let's hear some guitar, Sean. Let's not. But hey, thanks, Sean. You really want to get me in trouble. Okay. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys. There ain't no Mind Lab hat. Herb, you're an instigator, Herb. Instigator. I'm telling you, Herb, you're an instigator. I try not to. I have a Mind Lab shirt. I don't want to wear it. I have a Mind Lab hat. I don't want to wear it. I might use their equipment, but I'm not going to promote their stuff. All right, guys, want to thank you guys hanging with us this week. Appreciate each and every one of you guys spending the time. Like I say, you helped me pass the time away, so I appreciate it all. You guys all take care. Have yourselves all fantastic week. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take care of yourself. God bless you until our paths cross again. Get out there and get yourself some gold. Thanks, everybody. Good night.